Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie. Since it is Nutcracker season, I wanted to do a classical sort of ballet performance tutorial for you today. I do like to prime my face when I am getting ready for a performance. I feel it just helps to even out my skin, pretty much get the canvas ready for whatever I'm putting on top of it. Today I'm just using a sample of the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, the pore minimizing one that is oil free. Next, you always want to use either a cream or a liquid foundation because a powder is just going to wipe away when you're sweating. I prefer to use a matte foundation. I'm using the matte Velvet Skin Full Coverage Foundation from Makeup Forever. I do like this foundation and how it applies on my skin. So I'm just going to use my fingers as I would for a show if I'm trying to quickly just get makeup on my face. If I want to take a little more time, a sponge works really well with these matte foundations because it stays a little bit damp as you're applying the foundation to where it won't let the foundation dry too quickly, which can happen with these formulas. Underneath the bright lights of the stage, you are going to look washed out. It's just a fact of what happens when bright lights are shining down on a person. It washes away a lot of your natural coloring and your face will just look much lighter than it does in person. So you need to add color to your face so that you don't look ghostly when you're dancing on stage. So I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit with a sponge. This is just a dry sponge right now, and it's letting me just kind of blend everything into my skin. Since this formula does dry so quickly, I just want to go back over and just kind of make sure there's no lines that are apparent on any edges, on my neck, or around my nose. So while that is kind of setting, I'm going to apply my primer. And I always use the Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes. As far as primers go, I think that eye primers are essential. It gives something for the shadow to stick to, because if you just go onto a clean surface, the eyeshadow will initially go on, but as you are dancing and sweating and kind of maybe wiping your face, you're just going to wipe off those powders. So it really needs something tacky so that it will stick onto the eye and not just be wiped or sweat away. For the face makeup, I think the number one thing that you really have to have is blush. Like I said, when you're on stage and underneath those really bright lights, you're just going to be washed out. Your skin's going to appear much lighter than it does in person, and so you need to add color back onto your face. To me, contouring is optional, and I do like to do it just to give a little more definition on my face, and also highlighter is optional. You're already going to appear more glowy under the bright lights, so you don't really need the highlighter. I'm going to contour my face first, and then I will apply the blush. So with the contouring, you can go a little more heavy-handed with stage makeup because you are going to be seen from a distance. Anything that's put on really lightly really won't be seen. You want it to show up. You want to put the color back in your face so your natural shapes and contours of your face are apparent from far away. So I'll go in on my cheek, and I'm just using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, but any of your favorite bronzers will do. And I just go right up into my hairline. Adding some onto my forehead. There's some quick bronzer that I put down. If you're still feeling that you're a little washed out, you can apply some bronzer all over your face. And I'm gonna just go in with the same bronzer right now and use a little more fluffy brush and just lightly put a little wash of color back onto my skin after applying my foundation. So now for the best part, the blush. My kids know this palette. They see me coming. I go and I blush every single one of them before they step on stage. I always use this. It's the Tarte's Clay Blush Palette, and it comes with 4 different blush colors in here. So I just go right into Dream and apply that to everybody. And being a child of the 80s, I feel like there's never too much blush. I will just apply this until I truly see the color. My kids are giving me their most excited looks, but it just puts a little bit of that color back into their faces so that they are not ghostly when they are performing. I'm going to add just a bit more of the contour onto my cheek for definition. And just a touch on the edge of my nose. Now I'm going to go on to my brows. Blondes, you have to fill them in. You will look like you have nothing over your eyes if you don't fill in your eyebrows if you have blonde hair. I do have pretty naturally dark eyebrows, but for stage, I will fill them in. Especially I just put on foundation, and so I've lightened them up quite a bit. And I want to just fill them in, make sure that they are seen. And so I typically use a pencil when I'm doing my brows, a pencil, and then I just kind of fill them in, brush it out. So I've just kind of filled in my brows very quickly. I also like to use a brow mascara on top. This is the Benefit Gimme Brow, and it comes with just a little tiny brush head to fill in any color where there still might be foundation on your eyebrow. Again, I would not use a powder on your eyebrows to fill them in. It will be wiped away if you are sweating. So gels or pencils, mascaras, those products will stay on the hair, and you don't have to fear that you all of a sudden wipe away an eyebrow after a performance. Now, on to my eyeshadow. For basic eyeshadow on stage, you'll want just a cream, maybe a taupe, and then a brown. Those 3 colors will get you the essential eye look that you need. I am going to use this mini matte eye palette from Smashbox. It has the cream color I'm wanting, a nice kind of taupe. I'll probably dip into both of these, and then that deep dark brown. I am going to apply the cream shadow all over my lid. Just go from lash to brow. And the next color I want to dip into is this taupe color right here. And I'm going to put that in my crease. With stage makeup, you don't want to cut in on your outer corner too far, because you want to really open up your eyes and give a wider, more opened eye appearance. So if you cut in too much, it's going to make your eyes look smaller. You don't even have to create an outer corner at all. When you apply liner, it will naturally do that for you. So I am not going to do anything on my outer corner today. I'm just going to create a nice wide eye to give you the basics on just a stage performance look. So I'm going to go into this taupe color and just apply that on my upper crease. Taking it out a little bit further than I normally would. Usually I would stop around here and start cutting in to create that outer corner, but today I'm taking it out a little bit further to give a wider eye appearance. So if I come over here, you can see I'm gonna bring that crease out towards the outer tip of my eyebrow. And also I'm not going too deep onto my eyelid. I'm keeping it in my crease and above, up towards my brow, so that I don't shrink my eye. There we go. Now I'm going to dip into this brown shade and just apply that with a little more definition right into my crease below where I put that taupe color. There you go. I still have the nice cream coloring on my lid, and then I've defined the crease with these darker shades. So this could be a stopping point if that's as much as you want to do. If this is as far as I would go, I would just add a little bit more cream color onto my lid, just for greater definition. And then I would go on to liner. But I still want to define this crease a little more, so I am going to go into this deep dark brown, and I am just going to create a line, a pretty stark line right into my crease. I like it a little more blended, but depending on personal style and preference, you can darken that line with the shadow or even go in with a liner as much as you want. But I like the way this looks right here. And I'm also keeping this outer corner open. I'm not closing it in at all. I'm going to take this same dark shade and apply it on along my lower lash line. So as I'm looking at myself from a distance, when my eye is open, some of this crease shadow is being blocked. So I'm just going to extend that outer crease a little bit higher, going back into the kind of medium brown shade and just lifting some of the color up towards my brow. I'm going to mix into the taupe as well. There we go. Just to open it up a bit more. Now on to the liner. I like to use a combination of a few different liners when I'm doing my eyes. I feel a must for the upper lash is a liquid liner to create the sharp wing that is going to connect the outer edge of my eye to where the shadow is. So I'm going to use a liquid liner to go above my lash line and out. This also ensures that I do not have a gap between my liner and my lashes that I will be putting on. I'm gonna apply my liner off camera and then I will be back to finish the rest of my eye. Okay, so here are my eyes with the top liner on. I extended the wing just a little bit further out than I normally wear on a daily basis, and you can see how it does connect that outer kind of crease area to create that outer edge. Hi, Angel. My baby girl is up from her nap, and so she will be making probably a few noises as she's playing next to me. Okay, so this next piece is crucial. This is one of the parts that people that don't normally wear makeup daily or on a regular basis, they're really not fans of, and that is the liner along the lower lash line. And not in the waterline, below the lash line. It's a must at our studio. Before you go on stage, you have to put some sort of liner down there, whether it is a pencil liner, a liquid liner, a gel, or even dark eyeshadow. Something must line your lower lashes. I like to use either a pencil or gel. And this is because I feel that the line of a liquid is too harsh on the lower lash line. So using a pencil or a gel, I can kind of blend it out to where it gives the look and appearance that I like, and they're just personal preference. I'm just going to use a black liner to apply underneath. So personally, I hug my lower lash line. If you are trying to make your eyes appear larger, then you can leave a gap from your lash line down onto your lower lid and put the line a bit lower. My eyes are naturally very large, so I do not put that gap. It's not something I like to do. And also, since my lashes down here are relatively dark, leaving that gap looks odd on me. But if you are trying to create a wider eye appearance, you can put white liner in your waterline and even along your lash line, and then put that dark liner below the bright color that you just applied. I am actually going to put a little bit of the white liner in my waterline to open my eyes a bit more. So there is my eye with white in the waterline. Stylistically, I like to bring in and do just the little cat eye in the center here. And you can do this with the pencil or draw the line with your pencil. Then take a sharp liner brush and you can kind of spread that color towards the inner part of your eye. There we go. And I'm also going to do a similar process on the outer edge and create a lower lash line or a lower lash wing that's going to extend out from my lower lash up and follow along with the top wing that I did. This is where the gel can come in handy, and you can just dip into a gel liner. But the same thing can work if you use pencil and just use a liner brush to kind of wing out that line. So there we go. I have both an upper and a lower wing to just elongate and open up my eye. That second wing is not always a requirement, but it is very popular for a classical ballerina look. I don't always apply this lower wing, but I do like the look on stage and things, and I think it gives a pretty kind of eye lash look. I'm going to curl my lashes and then apply mascara. On stage, I do wear waterproof mascara. I don't want anything dripping down into my eye or causing my makeup to run. Similarly, I use liners that are long wear or waterproof so that my liner does not wipe away if I'm performing and I maybe get some sweat down there, or I kind of wipe a piece of sweat, or even costuming that might get by my eye and I kind of wipe my face. I don't want to rub my liner away or smudge it at all. So long lasting or waterproof is ideal. So as far as false lashes, I do have a video on how to apply lashes. I will link below. But you want to make sure that you apply your lashes when the glue is tacky and not when it is wet. So you want to give them about a minute to let the glue settle on the lash and then put it onto your lash line. So I'm going to apply these really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, here are my lashes applied. So you can see now why I was really trying to open up the eye and not cut this outer corner. These lashes do hide quite a bit of this shadow above. So I was really trying to stay high with the shadow up here to keep my eye open, because I knew as soon as I put these lashes on, they're going to close my eye a little bit. Also, one of the points for lashes, this is not the time to be buying a natural looking lash. This is stage makeup. You want to have something big and exaggerated. So to me, I feel that lashes are very important, and pretty much for tween and older, especially in a company, you need to have on lashes. They open up the eye, make everything brighter, and really make your eyes pop and stand out on stage. Okay, next I am going to apply powder. And my favorite powder right now is the Honest Beauty setting powder. And this I have been loving. Even if I'm oily and I have been sweating, it will dry back down matte. And I can just kind of go over my face with a powder brush. I don't even need to reapply any of this powder, and it will come back as a matte finish powder. And after applying powder, I can take another look in the mirror to see if I need to reapply any of my bronzer or blush, and do so if necessary. Because sometimes when applying powder, it can kind of lighten the appearance of your blush or bronzer. This is when I would apply any highlighter if I'm going to, because the setting powders do kind of bring down the color of highlighter, so you want to apply highlighter after your setting powder. And I'm using the MAC Hyper Real Glow highlighting palette. I'm going to extend this up onto my brow bone. Setting spray is an option if you want to just kind of set your entire face. I'm going to use Urban Decay's All Nighter setting spray just to lock everything into place on my face and get ready for performance. I will let that dry. So there's the setting spray. And then the final step that I always do is the red lip. With a red lipstick, you want to use either a matte or a liquid formula. You don't want to use a gloss or a really shimmery, glittery formula, because that will end up smearing and wiping off throughout the performance. Right now, my favorite lipsticks are either this Marc Jacobs La Marque lipstick in Dashing, or the MAC liquid lipstick in Dance With Me. These are both a very pretty and flattering red. The other of my favorite red lipsticks is Russian Red from MAC. I think that is a universally flattering red lipstick that looks great on everyone. It is in a long-lasting matte formula. So today I'm going to use MAC's dance with me? Okay, so here is the final look. No complete performance ballerina look would be complete without your performance earrings. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to kind of give you some tips and tricks on how to apply your performance makeup. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.